Elephant Man Podcast Network, grown man conversations dealing with elephants in the room. It's your man DB. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can know when new material is coming out. Elephant Man _podcast / Elephant Man Podcast on Facebook. Hit the Paleo Hebrew symbol to subscribe on YouTube. Twitter / Poster Boys. And we're also on BitChute and Hebrew Connect, Hebrew Sphere. So we're trying to and Rumble. So we got to get all of those together. Blessings, Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Coming in the chat, blessings to you all. It's been a long day, and I was supposed to go earlier, but shout out to Teo. He came out. It was pretty interesting, and Sister E came out with some things too. And I had to go to an event. Shout out to Vessels of Honor, RK Sanders. He's got his thing going on with that. That's such a blessing, man, to the young man doing ministry. So I said I want to go late than never, but I'm going to slow walk this thing, and I'm not going in ABC order. I just want to let you know that it's not the way this series is going. This is part 2. Where are the Khazars? And the way this is going is not A, B, C, D, right? It's A, D, C, and maybe B, right? And it's for a particular reason. Today, we're going to focus on the ideologies, right? And a man by the name of Jacob Schiff. But in order to get there, I have to relay some foundation first. I got to relay some foundations. Make sure you subscribe, like, share. Hit the notification bell. I got to relay some things in order to see how I got to where I got to. So, but I don't want to waste a lot of time on this, but it's very interesting. All right, Jason Camp 4, Shalom. Camp 4 from Baltimore, Shalom. D-Style 72, Shalom, Shalom family, Shalom, Shalom again, right? Yvette Rivera, Shalom, blessings to you. Yeah, what was fire? The last one? Blessings to you. Yeah. But I want to go right into this, and so because hopefully it won't take too long. But I have to lay some groundwork first before I go into this. Right? Where are the Khazars? Right? We heard of 3, powerful kingdoms. Right? One had Christianity with Constantine and the Roman Catholic Empire. Right? And then we already know what's going on with the Muslim world, right? And then we said that the Khazarians was shamanism, but they adopted Judaism, right? And but you know what? I think a lot of them is traditions of men. Some people are, when people get a faith, it is because not because they want to worship the Most High, right? That's why the Talmud is higher than Torah in a lot of the circles. Right, the traditions of the elders, the tradition of men is higher than the Torah itself, right? And Abba Yahuwah, it's about alliances, it's about conquering, right? Even Constantine, check out brother Ron. He talked about Constantine, in this sign we shall conquer. He seen a vision of the cross, and so he was going around conquering people. And that, oh yeah, tell you that was fire. Yeah, I gotta watch it again. That was interesting what he put on. It's like the Venom suits, but we don't want to get into that. So I'm gonna go right into this. I want to be able to go right. Oh, I had something queued up before that. I'm gonna get rid of that. We're not gonna be long, but I want to get everything out. So this could be, a thorough one right here. And if you can't stay, I understand. Just play the playback. Right, but the 2 kingdoms, we got pretty much 2 ideologies, and I shared this in a show about a year and a half ago. When when Trump was in office, but it's pretty much 2 ideologies, and basically in a nutshell, it's the language we hear, leftist, left, and right wing, and left wing, and all of that different things like that. And so I basically broke it down based off of it's like a little skirmish on the inside for power. right? And so, I mean, I know it's bigger than this, and Teo had brought this up, talking about the Ashkenaz and the Ashkenazi, the end of Ashkenazi is Nazi and different things like that. But I broke it down into two: the Anglo, and I know it's more to this, but the Anglo and the Khazar, right? And so the Anglo and the Khazar, and again, this is not racial, this is not racist. I'm sharing this information to show you what happened to the Khazar people, the current Jewish people, right? Everybody else is not a global Zionist, but there is a plan in place, we know, to take over the world and to take over the resources, to take over the mind, will, and emotions of men, and to say, man, you got this conspiracy theory. But I'm gonna walk this down and show you how I came to this. But first, I got to share a few slides before then, okay? And I shared this before, but I'm going to share it again so we can get it caught up to what the Jacob Schiff is, who the guy we're talking about today, right? And everything that says that is for us, an alliance and allegiance with us, like we've been down so bad as a nation, as a people, right? We've been broke, busted, and disgusted, and been through so much trauma and drama, right? Some of it's self-inflicted wounds, right? Because of hate and because of lack of knowing who we are. But some of it is the fake and false alliances. Say, hey, I'm with you. I'm locking arms with you, but I'm gonna ask a few questions at the end of this. Shalom to Calvin Andrews. Blessings to you. Blessings to you. Apostle Curtis Lewis, you're doing your thing, man. Shalom, family. Doing your thing. I got to get caught up, man. They got so many videos out. They on fire. I love them. But anyway, so let's just go through this. Track with me. I'm not trying to, and I hope I don't get y'all in y'all flesh and get y'all hype, fired up. Nothing. We just chewing the fat, right? On this Shabbat evening. Brews News. We chewing the fat, y'all. But I want you to check it out. Okay, so how did I come to the conclusion of the two kingdoms? Basically, the Anglo, we're gonna use terms like left wing, right wing, Anglo, and Khazar. Okay, Anglo-Saxon and Khazar. And there might be more to it, but we're gonna use that because it's gonna help us understand what's going on. And this is the language that's been used. I came to the conclusion: two different pictures represent two different ideologies. These are not the leaders, right? But they represent two different ideologies, and they have been at war for years, right? The two main kingdoms at war, I mean, they're both Gentile nations, even though the Khazar people claim that they are Semitic, right? And every time you call them out, they say anti-Semitic this, anti-Semitic that. But at the same time, it's real weird how they throw the Anglo-Saxon under the bus and do a guilt trip on the Anglo-Saxon. But you call them out, and they call you anti-Semitic. Like they can't be touched, and they can't be held accountable or responsible for anything because the Holocaust happened. And again, the Holocaust is a bad thing, but let's check this out. The two main kingdoms, Anglo-Saxons, Khazars, are global Zionist Jews. The language used today is left and right when describing the two social political parties. Peter Berkowitz writes, in the U.S., the term liberal commonly denotes a left wing of a Democratic Party and has become synonymous with the word progressive, like they're making progress, right? Pretty much making progress. And they believe the rich should be taxed. We hear this. Same-sex marriage is tolerant, equal justice and progressiveness, embrace science and technology, New World Order, socialism. They believe in gun control, pro-choice, and government control, right? These are government controlling the resources and everything, right? That's why they get the universal basic income and the different things like that come from this side, right? But I'm gonna explain why in a second. So media is associated with the left. It's all under one, left wing, right wing, same bird, like Malcolm X said. But the media associated with the left: New York Times, MSNBC, Washington Post, CNN. So if you have a leftist mindset, then you'll watch these and you'll get your news. And they always taking shots and firing at the right. And so they going back and forth. But if you get a healthy diet of just the left side, then they just talk about the right. Famous people with left ideology: Karl Marx, Friedrich Engels, Einstein, Barack Obama, Jeff Bezos, Barney Frank, Nancy Pelosi, you see right here, she got this kente cloth on. Remember when the BLM protest was going on and they took a knee and raising fists and put on kente cloth? I'm going to talk about that in a minute too. Right? Warren Buffett and Bill Gates. Left belief in a nutshell: minority rights, economic equality, gun control, environmental protection, expanded education opportunities, social nets of those who need them, and so words like federalism, socialism, communism, collectivism, Marxism, right? These are all of the different ideologies, right? And the words that's used, the jargon that's used when describing the left. Today's language is left and right is much deeper than that. So what is the right? The right is dominated by white Anglo-Saxon male. Not only, but I said dominated by. Please track with me. I'm going somewhere with this. I got a few things to cover, right? Okay, although the term right wing originated conservative, monarchists, and reactionaries, the term extreme right wing has been applied to movements like fascism, Nazism, and racial supremacy, right? So it's to the same people, but they got two different ideologies, right? No amnesty for undocumented immigrants, stronger border patrol, right? A high level of xenophobia, right? Believe that illegal immigrants is lowering wages for citizens and documented immigrants. But illegal immigrants just want to come over here and they're getting all of the minimum wage jobs, right? General opposed to gay marriage, opposed to certain anti-discrimination laws because they believe such laws conflict with certain religious belief and restrict freedom. So they pretty much, the right wing Anglo-Saxon Christianity, right? And they're opposed to gun law too because they believe in the Second Amendment, and they're opposed to the gun laws. And their media associated National Review, Fox News, Wall Street Journal, and Times, Washington Times, right? The Crusader right here, Make America Great Again, and different things like that. They was really rallying around Trump. I don't even know if he have enough power to, not power, but momentum to get back in there again if they do that, They're looking at DeSantis probably, but I don't know because they lost a lot of evangelical white Christian support when he split with his vice president. Famous people with right-wing ideology: Ronald Reagan, Margaret Thatcher, George Washington, Winston Churchill, George W. Bush, Mitch McConnell, Rupert Murdoch, Rush Limbaugh, Tony Abbott, Mitt Romney, and Donald Trump. These are not the only ones, but these are the people that's considered right-wing, conservative, Anglo-Saxon Christianity. So some left groups, Antifa and Black Lives Matter. So it's pretty much a play on words. So black people get down bad, right? They get beat down, slapped down in the street, killed, shot in the street. So then a group comes along and say, hey, we're gonna help fund and back. That's wrong what's happened to you. We're gonna help fund your plight. We stand behind you. We're gonna lock arms with you. We're gonna become allies to you. We're gonna put dollars behind it. So they say Black Lives Matter. So then the right wing turns around and say, man, that's funny about George Soros, and that's a communist, socialist. They rattling off all of this. So the black person or the African-American, so-called African-American person that is not used to this, they're like, oh, you just anti-black, you just anti-African-American, right? But they know they've been in the bed together, so they know the left hand know what the right hand is doing and vice versa, right? So they both stay in glass houses and they throwing stones, right? They telling the other one's secrets or telling the other one's agenda, but they work together sometime too. So you might hear the left wing be like, man, slavery is bad and the slave masters is bad, this, that, and the other. But they want to say the Khazarian people bankrolled a lot of slavery, the ships, right? You say that kind of stuff, it's anti-Semitic, right? You can't say that kind of stuff. So they've been working together a long time. So they fund groups like Antifa and Black Lives Matter. BLM is funded about George Soros. George Soros is a Khazar descent. You can look it up. Very, very wealthy Jewish man. Antifa with different agendas writing for BLM. So to the right, in St. Paul policemen who supposedly when they was after the George Floyd thing, took this hammer and broke out the windows at uh, the AutoZone, right? So he had some black bystanders there. Say, hey man, what you doing, bro? You know what I'm saying? Like they try to confront him, and he, ran off and left. But a lot of this stuff happens. You got these Antifa and people, the instigators and agitators and crisis actors. And so when we come out to see what's going on and we, trying to get understanding. Now, I'm not saying we don't loot, we don't shoot, we don't burn, but a lot of times cars turned on the side and, BLM spray painted on in the tombstones. Black folk don't go to no cemetery at night and do all that kind of stuff. I don't think so. Right, breaking out, certain things. We have rioted and we have done stuff, but I'm saying there are agitators in the midst of these crowds to get it stirred up, hit the hornet's nest per se, setting the car on fire. So now when the media come, see a police car on this side on fire, we thinking, man, these people crazy, and it might not have actually been that. It might have been the Antifa or whatever agitators. And I'm not letting them off the hook because sometimes our emotions can run high and we do crazy things. I'm going somewhere with this. I'm going somewhere with this. Stick with me, okay? Right-wing groups stir up hate to start a civil war. Remember a couple of years ago, a civil war this, civil war that, and remember that ain't messing around with Brother Jay and all them. He went to jail or whatever because he supposedly, a protest or demonstration, I think, in Louisville or something, and then he had pointed his weapon towards the building. They said it was an FBI agent up there. And so, you put him in harm's way, so you got to go to jail and blah, 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 blah. And we never hear no more about him, right? And we hear, the Proud Boys and all these just other little groups, just real weird, right? So the right wing stir up civil war and hate. Propaganda is a blame game of half truth and half lies. Both sides, the left and the right, throw mud at each other and accuse each other, part truth and part lies. Many different subgroups on both sides, different agendas, right? So Antifa stands for anti-fascism, and then we got the neo-Nazis and Black Lives Matter and all this stuff. So now, pretty much, Black Lives Matter is a lot of the people they think it's grassroots. They don't think it's backed by the left. Some of them don't think. And they just like, man, this is terrible. This happened to Michael Brown, happened to, all these different things keep happening. So we need to stand up and speak out, right? So like I said, the right wing is like, yo, man, y'all got left this communist funds helping y'all out. They like, what? This is, they're like, man, we ain't tripping off of that. We, Black Lives Matter. And then the symbol of the black fist raised is supposed to be a communist and socialist symbol, but we'll get into that later, right? So it's like, oh man, you're trying to come against things that's good and wholesome and right and conservative with your communist agenda. So that's how they playing both sides. Propaganda against the right side, right? And look at this right here. This is a meme. Say, I don't always stage terrorist attacks, but when I do, I blame the Muslim. So just a whole bunch of xenophobia and racism going on, left ideology, but left propaganda. But I want to get to that. How did I come up with this? Track with me. While I was studying, I came across a book from Henry Ford entitled The International Jew. He was talking about the problems he encountered while doing business with certain Jewish businessmen. And we know that a lot of the Jewish men that came over was the descendants of the Khazar people from Germany and Poland, and originally from Khazaria and not from occupied Israel. We know that. He claims that they were coming to take over the morals and values and customs of the U.S. So this, this early America, you know what I mean? So this is like the Khazarian people had influence, but it wasn't as strong as the Eurocentric Anglo-Saxon. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't as strong, but I'm gonna get to the Jacob Schiff and it's gonna trip you out, maybe. So Henry Ford harped on race and being in control. The book was written in 1920, published on Dearborn Publishing, owned by Ford. It was a 437-page book explaining how the Khazar people try to take over the United States. So again, this war been going on really a long time. It's a love-hate relationship. One wants to dominate and destroy and take over the other one, but they can't because it's long money involved on both sides on this. So one just can't take over the other one. You know, you think about the street mobs and the New York mobs, and it's like, okay, you killed some of my dudes, I killed some of your dudes. So we just gonna just share. From 38th Street to so and so and so and so is my area, and from this area to that area is your area. We're not gonna step on toes across boundaries. So you come to because if they could, one gang or one group would take over the other one, right? But the whole time the so-called Negro is being puppeted, I should say. So it said, Volume 1, International Jew, the world's foremost problem. Volume 2, Jewish activists in the United States. Volume 3, Jewish influence in American life. Volume 4, aspects of Jewish power in the United States. So you see the years were early, 1920, 1921, 1922. On pages 27 and 20 and 30, Ford speaks about the Anglo-Saxon. So that's why I put him on the right, conservative, white Anglo-Saxon Protestant side. Whether he's a Protestant or not, that's the side that he's on. Because he's like, man, these Jews trying to come in, these Khazar people trying to come in and take over, right? So they like, man, they trying to take over. So it's like, man, why you tripping, man? Are we supposed to be a melting pot? All this good stuff like that. So let's see. This is what I'm trying to get to. 1865, we were straight out of slavery, right? We were supposed to got 40 acres of mule and $100. We was the workforce, right? And the Anglo side was kind of scared, like, yo, man, they're going to do to us what we did to them. Well, the Willie Lynch syndrome in the mind, the Stockholm syndrome, and we were just so low at the master. We was scattered and families tore up, customs, traditions, everything was just all over the place, right? We was real dependent, right? We was in an infant state almost. We was a workforce, but we was real independent. Esteem is low, right? So that's why they had the Klan, and they're gonna try to take our they're gonna try to take our women, and we was far from. Majority of us was far from thinking that, right? We weren't thinking with like that. We were just trying to get started on life. So we didn't get our 40 acres of mules and $100. Then the sharecropping came. Then different things like that. Where it's like you work for us and we'll pay you. And so this guy, 1865, a Jewish Khazar man by the name of Jacob Schiff, is Rothschild, right? And again, like I said, this is like part C. I'm gonna jump back to part B and talk about the Rothschilds and how they got out of the banks but that's not what I'm talking about today. I'm talking about this fake and false alliance that is coming up. So the Rothschild, born in Frankfurt, came in 1865, straight when we was getting out of slavery at 18. And this is what he's supposed to do. This was his job. 1, gain control of the U.S. money systems. And if you know anything about the Federal Reserve, you know what I mean? Central bank, before the central bank and the Federal Reserve, and you read the book Creature from Jekyll Island, it talks about, because there's no federal, the Federal Reserve is not federal and there's no reserve. But the Creature of Jekyll Island, the book, it talks about that. So check, number 1. 2, find men who were willing to serve Illuminati in the area of government, Congress, Supreme Court, and all federal court agencies. So a lot of Khazarian businessmen and businesswomen infiltrating and getting into all sectors of all of that, right? Government, Congress, Supreme Court. Because remember, like I said, it was predominantly white Anglo-Saxon Protestant male. Okay, they started getting in a lot of that stuff. This is the one I want to get to. 3, create minority group strife throughout the nations between the blacks and the whites. So to stir up the strife between the Anglo and the African American, right? Create movements to destroy religion. That was the 4th one. Okay, so those are the things that they was coming up with. So let me see what's going on. Okay, y'all rolling. Okay, we rolling. I'm rolling. I'm going somewhere with this, y'all. I'm going somewhere with this. All right, so that's what he wanted to do. But I wanted to focus on number 3, to create minority group strife between blacks and whites. This is his assignment, straight from England, straight from I'm sorry, straight from Frankfurt. He came over here, right? They already had some money and they had different things going on, right? Immigration is about to start, and that was another reason why immigration started in like what 1870 or 1880 or something, but it happened right after slavery because it's like, oh man, we need a workforce. So they just said, come on, all the immigrants, come on, right after slavery. It's a big old immigrant boom. But anyway, the real founders of the Federal Reserve in 1913, Jacob Schiff, team up with these men and other men to form a monopoly cartel. The Federal Reserve in 1913 is not federal and there is no reserve. So J.P. Morgan, John D. Rockefeller, Jacob Schiff, Paul Warburg, and Max Warburg, and 3 of the 5 are Khazar men, right? Because I don't think J.D. Rockefeller and J.P. Morgan are Khazar. That may be Anglo. But anyway, and you look at Paul Warburg, he looks like the guy on Monopoly. So the whole Monopoly board game is based off of dominating the whole board after a while. It takes about 2 hours, right, to dominate. If you're sitting down, old school, before we had these, devices, we used to sit around and play Monopoly and Life and all that stuff for hours, and it used to be fun. But the whole thing is to dominate the whole board. That's the goal, okay? Khazars led by Jacob Schiff took over the Democratic Party. Jacob Schiff took over the Democratic Party, but rallying behind it and funding it. It was a weaker party at the time, right? So in the 1920s and 1913 and all that, Democrat wasn't a powerhouse like the Republican was. Weaker party at the time and was easily to take over. It was called the Poverty Party. So the Democratic Party wasn't strong. But here Jacob Schiff come with this bread. He bankrolling the Democratic left side, right? And so this is where we get these ideologies from, right? Okay. Okay. So Israel Zingwell, right? In 1910, Khazar man by the name of Israel Zingwell wrote a play called Melting Pot. Myron Fagan, we're going to play him later on, not in this show, claimed it was propagated to incite Negroes and Jews. It visualized how white Americans were discriminating against and persecuting both groups. It was one of the earliest propaganda plays. So they're coming up with these different propaganda plays and different things like that. And at this time, they're like, okay, we're going to be your allies, right? The Khazar people are like, man, we're your allies, right? We know what it's like to be persecuted and different things like that. Now, this is before the Holocaust, because it's around World War I. Okay? Check this out. This came out in 1912, and this is also a part of the plan. Okay? I said they know their time is ending. Okay, let me continue because I got a lot. Okay, let me read this. Look this up. Israel Cohen, Khazar man, a racial plan for the 20th century, 1912. This is before the Holocaust and stuff. This was the exact words of the Khazar Israel Cohen. The history led me to believe that the BLM and George Soros have the same plan ideology. Let me read it. We must realize that our party's most powerful weapon is racial tension. By propounding it into consciousness of the dark race for centuries they have been oppressed by the whites. We can mold them and to the program of the Communist Party, right? Looking at it, got the fist on that too. Communist Party. In America, we will aim for subtle victory while inflaming the Negro minority against the whites. We will endeavor to instill in the whites a guilt complex for their exploitation of the Negroes. We will aid the Negroes to rise in prominence in every walk of life, in the profession of the world of sports and entertainment. Sports and entertainment. He wrote this in 1912, y'all. We got rap, March Madness, Rose Bowl, Super Bowl, sports and entertainment. This is what he said in 1912. Okay. Now, if you read this, they go, oh, that's anti-Semitic. Okay, well, This came out in 1912, and how is it true today? Okay. We aim the Negroes to rise in prominence in every walk of life, in the profession, in the world of sports and entertainment. With this prestige, the Negro will be able to intermarry with the white and begin the process which will deliver America to our cause. Wow. Wow. Every time I read it, I'll be tripping. So they got the Democratic Party, they're taking over the bank, and another part 3 I'm gonna talk about Hollywood and the music industry and the television industry, but not right now. Okay, so I guess I don't know why they said. Well, I guess when you intermarry and different things like that, and then when the kid is automatically black now. Tiger Woods is identified as black, even though he's half and half. Alicia Keys, John Legend. You get what I'm saying? So they just considered black. And so they was like, man, we got to be segregated, not just because you're going to climb through the windows, but I know my daughter's going to like your sons and vice versa. We can't have that, right? That's going to mess everything up. They're going to mess it up. All right, so let's finish. I'm rounding the bend. I'm going somewhere with this, guys. All right, so again, NAACP, founded in 1909, funded by the Khazars people. This group was founded in 1909 with Khazar money. 3 of the 5 founders were white. Henry Moskowitz, it was the Khazar in control of the group, right? You see the picture, Moskowitz. Mary Overton, this is like a socialist, Oswald Villard was a socialist. His son was the first male president of Planned Parenthood. So NAACP, the National Enhancement, I forgot the A's, of advancement of the colored people, right? One of the founders is the first male president of Planned Parenthood. Look it up, right? And then you have William Walling, socialist and a progressivist, supporting Sovietism and Bolshevism. And then we had, Ida B. Wells. Shout out to Ida B. Her story is amazing, and W.E.B. Du Bois. Okay, but NAACP, right? I'm gonna come to your aid. I'm gonna come alongside you. I'm gonna help you out. You've been oppressed. These white people has done you so wrong. That's how they pitching it. The left side. They've done you so wrong. So I'm a bankroll your stuff and help you out, right? So we thinking, bet, man, we got an ally, but just hold on, because I got some questions. 2 platforms. Okay, well, that was a poster from a long time ago. We ain't gonna get into that. So Myron Fagan, we're gonna get into his teachings later, okay? Benjamin Friedman, we're gonna get into his teachings later, right? Anglo-Saxon man, anti-communist, exploiting the plans of the deep state. The alt-right, neo-Nazi, and other groups use his writings to fuel hate towards Khazars and non-Anglo-Saxon men. So people, that's another reason why a lot of the Holocaust survivors like, yo, man, don't say we doing anything off, because it's going to stir up people that hate us again. 1, 2, it's covert operation. I'm on the low. I'm chilling, right? It's like I said, it's a covert and overt operation. The left wing is the covert operation, and the right wing is the overt operation. I don't like you. Get out of my face. That's your color water fountain, blah, 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 blah. The left wing is the covert operation, saying, I'm your friend, I'm your buddy. I'm going to come to your aid. I'm going to help you. I'm going to this, that, and other. Okay? Okay. So let me go back. I'm getting to something. Liberal indoctrination. I had to write this down because there's a book out. But liberal indoctrination. This is the language of the conservatives. So I had to go say, what the heck is liberal indoctrination? The process by which liberals influencing children to their way of thinking before they were aware enough to make choices for themselves. The right wing, the right came up with this, their definition. Influence children to their way of thinking. Now, both sides is trying to influence us to their way of thinking. Right? Right? It can be considered a form of brainwashing, as children are unwittingly led into liberal ideologies while systematically being denied conservative values. And so that's a code. Conservative values, that's code. for right-wing values, right? Okay. Stop Woke Act. We know about this a couple of years ago or last year. George DeSantis. I'm sorry, George DeSantis. I apologize. Ron DeSantis. Stop woke. And the woke, they said wrong to our kids and employees. Stop the woke. Right? This year's this year's empower citizens to go after woke indoctrination. Right? The bill blunts that it has been warned the liberal ideology influencing the teaching of history in schools and coursing throughout corporate diversity training. So look to the right, you got the guy with the CTR, that stands for critical race theory. Stop Woke Act, and they got a sister right there. She holding a Stop Woke sign. She the only lady up there, only sister up there. Stop Woke prohibits any teaching that can make students feel they bear personal responsibility for historic wrongs because of their race, color, sex, or national origin, and blocks businesses from using diversity practices or training that can make employees feel guilty for similar reasons. So it's like, man, we don't want our kids to feel bad. So no critical race theory. We good. We good with the history we gave you. We ain't going back too far. We're gonna start your history with the Atlantic slave trade. That's all you need to know, right? We good, right? And so that reminds me of what Sister Shonda had brought out. I'm gonna play a little bit from her because that whole compilation with the woke is interesting. Now I got another part to this real quick, but I'm gonna read this, and it said, "This is one of the liberal papers from the Palm Beach. What does it mean to be woke? Why does Florida Governor Ron DeSantis want it stopped? Are you woke? Have you been accused of being woke? Are you anti-woke? Just what is wokeness? Black Americans and allies fighting to bring attention to racial injustice and police brutality urges others to get and stay woke. Some companies and politicians try to embody the concept. Others hope to capitalize on perception of it. Some conservatives fight against wokeness because they see it as performative and liberal indoctrination. So a lot of words, so the right don't like words like woke, awakening, and in the 60s and 70s, theologian James Cone came up with a term liberation theology, right? So it's like, man, it's good. We good. What are you awakening from? What are you becoming conscious of? What are you becoming aware of? They hate that, right? And I'm just like, why do they hate it so much? It's crazy. It's crazy, crazy, crazy. So what I'm gonna do, and again, I'm not trying to get y'all hyped and get y'all upset, but I'm gonna share a piece from Shonda's video, Judgment, Are You Woke? Because it was so powerful. And I'm gonna share the Jeff Durbin again, and then I'm gonna share some other things. How everybody. So let me get this going. All right, share the screen. All right, the tab. Judgment, Are You Woke? So this is from Sister Shonda's Judgment, Are You Woke? And anytime they want to demonize something or they want to, champion something, champion or demonize it, they put it in the media a lot, put it in the media a lot. So here it is from her show, but check it out. It's very interesting though. Here we go.
Kidding me. This is not happening again tonight, but y'all can hear me. Hallelujah. I'm telling y'all, this ain't no joke. I'm like, man, what is this message that? Is it that deep? I mean, is it that deep? No, I wasn't on mute. No, my internet cut out. My internet completely cut out. I love you too, sis. Man, I love y'all so much. Oh my goodness. But I'm glad that y'all can hear. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna go forward. But the enemy, he stay busy. You know what I'm saying? Look, he ain't gonna be out of employment for a long time. He ain't gonna be out of employment because he stay on his job. You know what I mean? But in any case, let's go ahead, family. I believe that we shouldn't have any problems at this point. So let's go ahead. We're gonna talk about this wokeism. All right, family. Here we go.
It destroys your brain.
Almost every corner of our society is now sort of being infected with some of this wokeness.
When woke infects something, it spreads its tentacles. We are seeing a woke ideology spread like a disease.
The wokeness is very potent.
This woke mindset virus.
The wokeness, this is all we should be talking about.
Californians are getting woke.
Yeah, I'm in a woke city here.
Small towns are under siege from left-wing wokeness as well. The woke sensibility has everybody on the run.
Woke celebrities are coming out in droves. Neil Young, so woke, he actually canceled himself.
Colin Kaepernick, LeBron James, all of them are super woke.
Actor David Schwimmer is getting majorly woke.
Apparently caught the brain virus and went completely insane, became woke, and then became bloodthirsty.
We're woke out of our minds, vomiting out every woke platitude.
Eating each other alive because people aren't woke enough.
The woke monster is here, and it's coming for everything.
Cinderella, they've given it a big woke makeover. Minnie Mouse going woke. She's going to be wearing a pantsuit.
And James Bond gets a makeover from the woke left.
You make a woke little 007, men won't turn in. We are attracted to other masculine figures.
And American Boy Scouts are the next to go woke.
Professional sports have gone fully woke.
Major League Baseball did some woke virtue signaling.
I think the NFL wants to convey to us, listen, we're woke. We think a lot of our fans are racist.
The NBA is supposed to be this woke league. Should the average American be upset about this? Absolutely.
The Olympics are getting off to a woke start.
But what's going on with the wokeification of NASCAR?
And who knew golf balls could be woke?
Halloween going from trick or treat to woke and weak.
The left is redefining Thanksgiving with the big old serving of wokeness.
The woke left will not stop, even on Christmas.
Not even a toy Nerf gun is acceptable, according to this woke mall Santa.
Wokeism is like a religion, and that it is on a culture clash with Christianity.
They supported riots and worshipped wokeness. The woke mob is a cult.
The woke mob is never satisfied. They always want more scalps.
What's so scary about the woke mob, how often you just don't see them coming.
Woke vocabulary infecting every corner of our culture.
It's not French fries anymore, it's woke fries.
They've been woke with the emojis for a long time.
Finally, your autocorrect now going woke.
We need to evolve and change our language in order to satisfy the woke warrior class. It's wokeism,
The hyper woke.
the ultra woke,
Uber woke.
The woke karate. The wokers.
The woke folk.
The woke-topians.
Those wokesters. Wokeaholics. Wokeristas.
Woke gone wild.
You know, woke is
Super wokeness.
All right. So that is interesting. That's interesting, right? I just found hers because I don't know what she found that clip from. So I just played a part of her show. Shout out to Shonda at Large. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, and check out that video. Now, the whole wokeness is just, it's interesting, right? Fair use, fair use. Now, at first you might say, okay, but then you look, a lot of that was what I tell you, the right-wing channels. If I play that again, which I'm not, it's a lot of Fox. It's a lot of, right? They're demonizing the word woke. So if you say woke, awakening, liberation theology, any of that stuff, then you're going to be an enemy to what they got going on. And all of basically, in the beginning, the pure sense of what wokeness mean to the African-American, so-called African-American community is be alert, be aware, come up out of your slumber, out of your sleep, watch, question, right? That's what it means, right? It's not about taking over anything. See, they thinking, wars and minds and taking over. No. And so they had to demonize woke. So if you see that if you're watching Fox News and you see the right side, and you see woke, 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 anybody claiming to be woke, it's going to be mocked, scoffed, laughed at, hated, and possibly even killed. But woke came from Marcus Garvey. He was one of the first ones to say it back in 1923. He said, "Wake up Ethiopia and wake up Africa." It was a plea for black people across the world to open their eyes to racial subjugation and get involved in politics. Okay? So, but the left is using the woke for using the word woke for their agenda. We're about to get right into that. So let me go back to this presentation, and then I'm going to show you something. We coming to a close, but I got to show you something. Okay. So positively dystopian. This is what we need. A positively dystopian world. I like positively dystopian. They're coming up with new words. The law officially bans professors from expressing disfavored points of view in university classrooms while permitting unfettered expression of the opposite viewpoints, right? Basically, you stick with the narrative, you stick with the curriculum, you stick with what we teaching you. Anything out that you woke and you don't know what you're talking about, right? The defendants argued that under this act, professors enjoy academic freedom, so as long as they express only those viewpoints which the state approves. This is positively dystopian. So you can teach you can have academic freedom, but that's double talk. You can have academic freedom as long as you express as long as they express only those viewpoints which the state approves. That's not a state approval is not academic freedom, right? So that's why even when I seen that about the AI today, I think a lot of schools and teachers and that profession is going to get it's not going to be it anymore. Because that's why we got the Khan Academy and a lot of different things. A lot of the information that's going to be given is going to be given electronic from an AI. It's not going to have no teacher. You're going to learn all your stuff. Even when we do credit recovery, because I work out of school, if you didn't get the class, like say if you didn't get biology in the class, you got to take credit recovery, which is Ed Mentor, which is online, self-paced. You read it, you take the quiz at the end, and if you get an 80 or better, then you pass the course. So a lot of teachers, because a lot of people, I think they're going to fear that the teachers are going to be woke and have these different ideologies and different things like that. So we're just going to eliminate a lot of them, and we're going to have the AI teacher. That's just my opinion. Because people come with their personality, right? Right? They come, you go to some teachers is pro, and they got MLK on the wall, you got George Washington Carver on the wall, and more than just in February, right? And and they learn about different things like that. So, and it goes against what's going on. So the way slavery is taught, it kind of makes you feel bad. You know what I mean? Well, it makes you feel low. It makes you feel less than, right? You seeing your ancestors in those chains or whatever, and the dominant society doing whatever, saying whatever, and we just this, that, and the other. But see, the critical race theory or liberation or wokeism or whatever, it's an opposing view to the narrative that they're putting out there, okay? So get woke in the classroom, right? So woke babies, right? Got woke babies. And we got a book out called The Woke Baby. So now, at the beginning, you're like, okay, woke baby is cool. It's funded. A lot of the stuff is funded by the leftists or whatever. That's cool. But so now, let's see. This is a book in there. Anti-racist baby is bred, not born. Anti-racist baby is raised to make society transform. Woke baby. Feel me? That baby woke in a mug. All right. So it's kind of like, oh, okay, it's cool, it's cute. Equality now, justice we demand, Black Lives Matter, blah, 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 blah. They got a person in the wheelchair, this, that, and other. So it's basically not, it's just like, so it goes from Black Lives Matter and discrimination against African Americans to it finally changed to everything. It even mentioned about Shonda Larger. It changed to everything. It changed to the disabled. It changed to the alphabet community. And watch what happens. So we got the woke baby. Anti-racist kid, a book about identity, justice, and activism, right? So these books, the right cannot stand. They go nuts, right? They pass the laws, legislation, critical race theory, we good love, what are y'all teaching our kids? It's crazy, right? So let's go to the next one. This is a book called A is for Activists, right? And it got a little baby black fist, right? So this is to let you know that it goes for a turn, and they lump everything in together, right? All of the discrimination in together, right? It takes a player. So A is for Activists. They got the black cat throughout the whole book. A is for activist, advocate, abolitionist, ally, actively answering a call to action. Are you an activist? So you're like, okay, cool. You know, it's a little kid book. This book is written for kids age 3 to 7. So you're like, okay, all right, well, I don't know. Then it got, no, N is for no. No. Yes to what we want and no to what must go. No justice, no peace. Got the angry baby there. So we're like, okay, it's a little cute, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So then you go, the leftist indoctrination in our K-12 public schools. So now I got a little girl sitting there with this book, A is for activists, right? So they are losing their mind, y'all. They're like, yo, right? The American higher education is now, I'm reading some pages from the book, and I'll put a link to this book if you want it. The American higher education is now an indoctrination center for cultural Marxists, identity racism, and anti-American ideas. Dang. Them boys slick with them words. But the left demolition project is not yet complete. To make the victory complete, it must take over all American education, including the schooling of our youngest and most valuable students. This effort is now well advanced as radical leftists, used to control the university, schools, and teacher unions, right? So they said the schools are being radicalized by the radical leftists. I'm gonna read one more part, and then I'm gonna show you something. Social studies is now about race, gender, and climate change obsessed curriculum designed to frighten rather than educate. In the hands of the leftist teachers, America is a nation of victims rather than a nation of immigrants, right? So they like, yo, man, you got my daughter reading this stuff. And then here goes an account of one school, Vermont High, February the 1st, 2018, they flew a Black Lives Matter flag for the month of February to mark Black History Month in response to the pressure from the racial injustice. Now, there's only 18 students in a 350 student school. Why is it okay to demonize one race of children that you're supposed to be teaching curriculum to? So they say they're demonizing the race, right? So I'll get into this later, but one of the things that it said this is taught to gain empathy, understanding, and build bridges, or they believe it's to shame you for being white, right? So they say BLM is racially divisive. So again, so they got this out, right? I send this book to anybody who want it. It's a short read, but they all up in arms about it. But then, like I said, the woke baby and all this stuff that we just seen. A is for activists and the woke baby. But then you read the book, it goes for a turn. All-inclusive model. So K is for kings, fine and story time. Nice fun to play, but we make a decision when we choose the people's way. L is for LGBTQ. Love who you choose, because love is true. Liberate your nation. Your notion is limited emotions. Celebrate with pride, with links and devotion. They just flipped it. They just emerged all discrimination, right? So it went from black, wokeism. So I'm saying this. The secular Israelite that's staying in America, like, okay, love is love, it don't matter. But those who try to follow Torah, and I'm not hating, I'm gonna put my fair use up. Because this show might not make it. Hopefully you do. I ain't gonna speak that. This show gonna make it in Yahushua name. Now you didn't merge everything. You didn't merge two agendas. Right? L is for LGBT. Hold on. You got a black fist on the front. B is for A is for activists. And then T is for trans, tulips, tassels, tigers, tractors, and tiaras. Trust in the truth. The he, she, they, that's for you. Wow. They just didn't. So on one hand, I see what the rights are saying. Like they're trying to do all this, but they lumping it together, right? You see the funding of, so everything that glitter ain't gold and everything that's alliance is not a true alliance. We only got what now every person that's Anglo-Saxon descent and every person of Khazarian descent don't hate us, right? And we're not the victim, right? But I'm just saying, it's they just lumping it all together, right? And that what happened to Ida B. Wells. She was going for anti-lynching, and Susan B. Anthony, and I forgot the other lady's name, was like, yo, after she got traction, and she's like, come help us with the women's rights. So Ida B. Wells like, bet, okay, that's cool. You know, and it went from anti-lynching to all women's rights and women's voting and stuff. So it's like, yo, what happened? It just took a turn. It just shifted, like it just changed. That wasn't what we was on. And it just changed. All of a sudden, it's got shared oppression. And you know the crazy thing about it, when they pass these laws, it's going to be for the alphabet community or no Asian hate bill or anti-Semitism bill. But where we at? We are out in the dark, out in left field, right? No bills passed for us. No, nothing. And that goes with the Deuteronomy 28. No man shall buy you. No man shall come to your rescue. The left is not going to come to your rescue. The right is not going to come to your rescue. Only the Most High. You're the apple of my eye. I love you. And ain't nobody going to rescue you but me. Right? I'm not saying hate folk. That ain't what I'm saying. But I'm just saying, you see, they just turned it right there. T is for trans, tulips, tassels, tigers, tractors, and tiaras. Trust in the true. The he, she, they, that is you. Okay? And now, you know, they have, of course, you know about the book, The Gay VCs, right? So again, if you're in a part of that community, it is what it is, right? You know what I'm saying? But I just believe that you shouldn't push it on to our children, right? Because according to Torah, according to Scripture, we believe something different, and you can believe what you want, you know, and but don't push it onto our children, right? So they leftists, a lot of people believe like, look, you getting down bad, you getting beat, right? We should all rally together. No, it's different, but you try to make it the same thing, okay? Bye Bye Binary is another child's book, and I'm coming to a close in a minute, but because I'm gonna tie it all up. Where's the Khazars, right? They're hidden in plain sight, funding the left ideology. Bye Bye Binary. Baby, I am ready to smash gender norms. So she got a pink and blue cake. They're only social constructs anyway. This is a baby's book, okay? So they painting the baby's toenails. You got an African-American hand painting the baby's toenails pink or blue or pink. Why pick just one? I think I like, you know, so it's just like, are you serious? Right? And they have all the toys. They have the little girls playing with trucks and the little guys playing with dolls. I mean, you know, different things like that. So now they got this peaceful fights for equal rights. See my brother with the flag right there. They're trying to combine it. Right? They got the lady right there. I guess she's a Muslim descent right here in the yellow shirt. Peaceful fights, right? But when has a fight been peaceful? Peaceful protest, nonviolent protests, right? While they still kill, destroy, want you to turn the other cheek and close your eyes and go back to sleep. Peaceful fights for equal rights. Okay? Assemble, take action, create allies, right? Everybody is not an ally. Everybody is not an ally. I'm not speaking separatism, but we need true alignment, and that's with the Most High. Take a knee, right? This in that book, and this gets them. Ooh, this burns them up. Okay, that's it. So basically, oh no, wait, that I had. So there are so many layers to this thing. So in conclusion, when we go online and I post, don't believe the hype. This is a chess move between two kingdoms. It is based off of past research. This is not about us. It's about them making moves for the global reset. So when you, back in, you know, they paint Black Lives Matter all on the street, that ain't about you, right? That's a left move, right? I'm exposed to Black Lives Matter street, Black Lives Matter place, rename a street. That ain't about you. That ain't about you. That is not about you, Israel. So I'm gonna look in the chat. I got 83 comments. Woo, that's a lot of information. I can't believe I got it all done in an hour because I don't like to have long lives because people check in and check out. So I'm gonna read a few comments and I'm gonna get out of here. But again, if you vote and all, do your thing. I'm just saying the left is funded. Our ideologies are funded by the left, which is funded by the Khazars. That was the plan way back in 1865, right? And they've been implementing the plan. Now, if you say that, like some people are going to watch your show and say, this is an anti-Semitic show, right? Right? How can you be anti-Semitic if you're Japhetic? But that's a whole nother different story. That's part 3. And then shout out to Dante, too. He got a whole series on that. I'm going to put it in the links. But let's look at this. Again, I'm not trying to satirize. I'm not trying to get y'all all upset. Fair use, fair use, fair use. I'm just saying, all that glitters ain't gold, and everybody that's saying they for you ain't for you. Right? So we got to focus on the things that are most high. And I think, because you've been so down bad, you've been rejected, right? And you just been beat up, right? So any attention, any love, you'll just take it. Hey, man, the enemy comes as an angel of light, right? He's a wolf in sheep's clothing. Angel of light. Okay, so let me go into these. Oh, blessed to you, Apostle Curtis 100. Ken, I'm not teaching hate, but I'm just saying. People are like, man, how'd you come here? Because I'll make that statement, and people will be like, how did you get to that statement, man? You know, you need to turn the other cheek and preach the gospel, right? I came to this conclusion because of history, historical things. That was his assignment when he came here, when we was to cause dissension between blacks and whites. And even after the Holocaust, they was kind of like, yo, we know you, we feel you. We've been through what you've been through. We are allies. Okay, when we down bad, I want to see some ADL, Anti-Defamation League dollars, right? I want to see some monies, right? I want to see some lawyers, right? If you for us, why you helping us produce music that destroy us, right? That music still kill and destroy us, right? You might have a few people that can put their kids through private school and buy a few little nice cars and chains. But as a community, as a whole, that destroys us. Talking about killing each other and we you know, itemize our women and all video vixens, and that whole music is a lot of that. The culture is destroying us. So if you really for us, and then your kids and grandkids don't even listen to it. You would not allow your parents, your kids and grandkids, I'm sorry, to listen to it. You don't allow you don't allow them to listen to it. So if you for us, you're not proud of your product, right? This how we looking, you know what I mean? So you're trying to push your LGBT agenda and make us the face of it. Do we have some Israelites that's homosexual? Yes, we do. We do. But I'm saying that don't mash all of the causes together because you're not really for us, right? More than likely you have a law or a bill or something passed in the favor of the LGBT community before us. They dropped the Asian hate bill so fast, man, right? And so it's just terrible, man. It's terrible. So we just got to keep continuing to how in the name of y'all just going out? How can this be? This is true mockery. Yeah, again, I ain't trying to get y'all upset, but when people say, man, how'd you come up with that? It's because I'm reading this stuff. It's because I'm reading for this stuff. So we just got to pray to the Most High. But then when you call it out, Shalom family, Shalom. When you call it out, then you anti this and anti that and woke and you know what I mean? I want me to have good Negroes that don't rock the boat. I miss my good Negroes. I miss my good Negroes. Yes, sir. No, sir. Even if it's a kid younger than me. Do you know it was a time when you walked on the sidewalk and it was a young 9-year-old boy walking the side? You had to walk in the street so he can walk colored water fountains. And I miss my good Negroes. I don't want my Negroes to be liberated. I don't want them they to be set free. Right? Yahushua say, I come that you may have life and that more abundantly. I want to set my captives free. I don't want y'all to be in bondage. I want y'all to worship me in spirit and in truth. But if you're really a part of the team, a part of the family, why would you give me a Negro Bible? Take out Deuteronomy, take out Exodus, take out all liberation scriptures. Why would you do that? And I'm talking to the left Anglo side. And to the right Khazar side, say, man, we with you. We follow Torah. We just that and the other. Why you acting like you me? Why you put the Talmud over Torah? I got questions. That's all I'm saying. I'm not mad, but these are the questions I'm asking, right? These are the questions I'm asking. These are the questions I am asking. So, Elephant Man Podcast Network, I'm glad I got through it all tonight. Shalom, Anika. Shalom, Rainy Powell. Blessings to you. Blessings. Again, this is not to stir you up and get you mad. D. Wembley. We're just food for now. We're chewing the fat. We're chewing the fat tonight. Great information, supporting the work. Oh, shalom, Elder. Thank you. Appreciate it. Right? They've mashed it all together. Right? And it's time. It's time out for that. Brew Cream Yisrael, shalom, blessings to you. It's time out for that, right? Selling our soul to the highest bidder, right? It's really, really time out for that. So we got to seek the Most High. Nicole Marie, shalom, blessings to you. We really got to seek the Most High, right? We are bought with a price, right? We are upset because we are rejected by the nations. But he said, before I put you in your mother's womb, I knew thee and I loved thee, right? You are accepted in the beloved. But because we are rejected by the nations and don't get what they get, we get this esteem. It messes with our esteem, right? If we don't get picked for the next top model, if we don't get picked for a Dove Award, a Stella Award, an Emmy, a Grammy, an Oscar, it's like I'm less than an actor. I'm less than an actress. I'm not a good enough musician. I mean, not necessarily. You feel me? Not necessarily. You're fearfully and wonderfully made in the image and the likeness of Yah. So I want to get off here before I get too long. Abba Yah, in the name of Yahushua, we thank you in this awakening for exposing the hands of the enemy. We're exposing the hands of the enemy. And we ask you to keep us, lead us, give us discernment. Abba Yah, you said cast your cares on you because you care for us. We casting our cares on you tonight. We don't hate, right? But we don't want to participate in the things that's not you. You said, come out from among her, my people, and do not partake. Abba Yah, show us. Abba Yah, let us know that we are loved by you. We are fearfully and wonderfully made, and we are loved by you. Whether no one else love us, no one else accept us, we are loved by you. Abba Yah, we thank you for restoring, restoration. Abba Yah, you said not by might or by power, but by my Ruach. Abba Yah, you said one man plant, another man water, but Abba Yah, at the end of the day, you give the increase. So Abba Yah, we thank you for this day of rest. Let us say la on your truths. Abba Yah, send true alliances. Abba Yah, we know the king's heart in your hand, and you turn it any which way you please. And we know that you have an expected end for us. Increase our hope. You have an expected end for us. Hallelujah. Blessings. We thank the Most High. In Yahushua HaMashiach's name, we pray. Amen. Blessings to y'all, man. Be encouraged. Be encouraged. Yeah. It seemed like it. Somebody jealous. But you know what? The Most High no respect of person. He let everybody come on. Come on, everybody. Come on. You got to do it my way. You can't bring your own thing. You can't build your own kingdom. And I think that's what it that's what it is. So I was wondering in closing, why the left want to tear it all up? Because they want to rebuild it, right? They want to tear it up and then rebuild it, right? It's just like with Hiroshima, right? They dropped the bomb on Hiroshima. They destroyed Japan and then they built it back up. But then when I build it back up, I'm gonna put my banks in there. You're gonna use my steel, wood, cement to build your nation back up. They blew up and tore up Iraq. And then, okay, well, we're gonna build it back up, right? And so they tearing it down, tearing it down because they want to build it back. Now, the Anglo, they built a little kingdom. And this civic kingdom is over the kingdom of Yah. I'm going to say it again. The civic kingdom is over the kingdom of Yah. So when things happen that don't affect their kingdom, they don't care as much. They don't want to be reminded of it because they don't want to be held responsible for it. Thus, no CRT, no critical race theory, no wokeism, no awakening, no liberation theology, none of that. No. How dare you take a knee? That's disrespecting our little kingdom. But tear up some stuff. Blow some stuff up. I'm not saying do that. Don't do this. But I'm saying those who tore up stuff, those who blew up stuff, right? Send out Rodney King. Can we all just get along? Mess with their resources. Mess with their kingdom. That bus boycott. Like, nah, y'all in the back of the bus and that's it. But shoot, I'll walk if my feet hurt. And I said it was a couple of years and it hurt. It decimated their economy in that area. It decimated. We carpooling. They had to make carpooling illegal. They got pulled over. Too many people in the car making up these laws. They had to lay off bus drivers because we wasn't riding the bus. They had to hear us because we came together. You mess with their kingdom, right? They gonna listen. But anyway, no rebuild this time. Yeah, you're right. Let's see. Thank you, brother. Most needed teaching. Look forward to more. Oh, thank you. No problem. No problem. I was just chewing on that. It said, where are the Khazars? Because it seems to be that they're hiding. They're not hiding. They're here. They're in control. I don't hate nobody. Right? I'm not tripping off nobody. But if you're gonna be an alliance, be a true alliance. Because we done with the trickery. We've had enough trickery. We had over 400 years of trickery. Right? We have over 400 years of trickery. And look at the pot calling the kettle black. Man, they had you in slavery. Well, you bankrolled it and you paid for the ships. But when I say that, it's anti-Semitic. Anyway, Elephant Man Podcast Network, Grown Man Conversations dealing with elephants in the room. I am out. Perfect.